Of course, the one with control of the mic is throwing out all the fees. Thanks, Mike. When I got assigned this, I didn't really know where to start, so I thought I'd talk about all the people that are retiring. Because there are only 8 or 7, depending on who's counting. But I'm not, so. Mr. Mir, I'm not looking at my paper. Anybody else take calculus? Bottom times the derivative of the top. Minus the top times the derivative of the bottom. It's all over the bottom square. Right. You can always rule people's quotients, and for that you will be missed. In no particular order, Ms. Stover. Ms. Stover taught gym and is, of course, the most patient teacher here because she got the job, along with the other gym teachers, of trying to teach us how to dance. E for effort right there. Not a lot of us knew Mr. Stewart, but he spent his life down with the special ed kids, and the work he did there was invaluable to many people, because not everyone can do what he does. Mr. Zabo, good job, you made it. He was the teacher that showed us that math can, in fact, go hand in hand with athletics and outright care to get the job done. Mrs. Cornwall was our teacher, and I don't know how you guys do what you do down there, because it's like, apparently you're organizing stuff. It looks great, but I have no idea how to do it. Mr. Virtue, I don't know how the school will get anything done without you. Ms. Labash certainly has her work cut out for her. I'm assuming she's taking over for you. Maybe you should give her your decks of cards to keep her classes busy when you're gone. Mrs. Wilson is the only retiring English teacher, and to her credit, she's the only English teacher I know of that can mark 90 essays in an evening. Last but certainly but not least, Mr. McGowan. What can I say about you except that you weren't lying when you said brothers got some regs. I'm not sure exactly what you did, but the hallways will be duller without you. But I can't just sit here and talk about the teachers that don't ever have to come back here and the way they have influenced our lives, because all the other teachers touch us too. Most of us don't talk about the ways in which teachers touch us because it's embarrassing. It's our jobs to make their lives as difficult as possible. And one of them gets through our barriers and touches us. Well, it might feel good inside, but we don't tell them. It could be something a teacher says we don't expect, or something that gets right through, or even something we disagree with so strongly that we learn something about ourselves, justifying our hatred for a bad idea. But in all these cases, teachers affect us, let us know who we are, and we grow by having them touch us. I myself have always known that I don't want to teach. And that made me wonder why anybody would decide to in the first place. I always thought of teaching as this living hell where you have to put up with kids that like don't care, or even worse for the kids that care way too much. You know, the ones that go after every single test and say, I want this 1 mark. But, or even worse than those are the ones that think they know everything. And those guys get on my nerves like that. But all this stuff blinded me from seeing the real reason that teachers must decide to teach. They like touching students. You know? Being a student, I can only imagine what it must feel like to touch one. But for me, it's being able to do something new, or understand why things work the way they do, or even just connect with something that's being discussed in a personal way. But in any case, it's teachers getting through to students that makes them grow. If I were a teacher, I'd make it my goal to touch 1 student every day. I wouldn't discriminate either. I do my very best to touch every student at least once. What I'm trying to say is, this group of teachers has influenced me in a way I know they've influenced each and every one of us to some degree. And when I count to 3, I want to... When I count to 3, I want us all to say to the teachers, just like that. Okay, hold on. Just as a small thank you for touching us so much. And I want the teachers to say it too, because we all know learning doesn't end with school, and we all know you touch each other too. 1, 2, 3.
Roll the tree. Oh, there's a lumberjack here in the tree. Well, at least I think he's a